Hello, welcome. I found this amazing game. I have played this before. It's called Power Wash 2, and it's so wonderful to have a conversation of any kind. So I'm gonna do this. Well, we're gonna be talking about certain interesting topics that I have selected. Hopefully, either the topics are interesting enough, or you just need a voice in the background to fall asleep. Whatever your use is for this video, I hope it helps you. Now let's get on to the topic. First, let me find this area so I can clean. Oh boy. As of lately, I want to start with a topic, right? As of lately, and with Christmas right around the corner, I hope you like my Christmas outfit, by the way. I've been noticed that a lot of people get quite stressed out because they need to purchase gifts, they need to be like gifting stuff, or just go into debt mostly so that they can afford, you know, keeping the Christmas tradition. If you are under this category of people that are often worried about how, what to spend money on, or maybe you don't have any money to spend this year because the economy is kinda garbage, reconsider. I know it sounds really stupid to say and really simple, but reconsider. Maybe don't buy anything this year. Just excuse yourself from your group of friends and tell them that you simply can't afford stuff this year. It's totally fine if you skip a Christmas or if you downgrade the quality of the gifts rather than buying extremely weird, expensive stuff that you usually tend to buy. Why don't you just simplify the gifts? You're still in the Christmas spirit, but you're not going into debt. Especially if you are still paying debt from the past year. I was watching a video that I was speaking about how people can't really didn't buy much during Black Friday, and they're not really intending to buy anything or not much during Christmas. I want to tell you and I want to reassure you that if this is you, it's absolutely 100% fine not to buy anything this Christmas season. Like, it's totally okay not to play the game of consumerism once in a while, especially if you're currently struggling under a lot of financial pressure. If someone wants to make you feel bad about it, if someone wants you to feel guilty that you're not giving them anything this season, they're not really your friends. Trust me. Real friends, real people that care and love you, will also understand that you're going through economical stress and stuff. And it's not just you, by the way. This year's been a mess for everybody, right? It's kinda harsh. So there is no shame at all in simply skipping one or two seasons, years. Heck, do you guys want to hear my opinion? I haven't partaken in buying anything for Christmas in ages. Well, I'm also a very lonesome person, a very lonely dragon cat, so I don't really have many real friends. And as such, I haven't really been buying any gifts for any birthdays except for my parents or anything else. If anything, I just do something for my community here on YouTube or Twitch, and I just buy new models, new upgrades and stuff. And I hope you guys like my investments on the money. I do think it's totally fine to take a step back from spending a lot of money, and if you feel guilty, let this video be the voice of reason that you needed to hear to convince you that it's totally okay not to participate in the consumerism that Christmas has become this year. It's totally fine, absolutely 100% fine. Your real friends will understand, they will never criticize you. They actually, people that actually care about you will want you to save money because holy frick, it's so expensive. The same can be said about birthdays. Although that depends. For example, when it comes to birthday of someone that I really care for, I want to do something for them. Either a special event, like spending time with them, or buy them something. because I want them to feel appreciated, right? I mean, this sort of feeling is absolutely valid. We all want to spoil those we care about, but also understand that if you're going into constant debt because you're just trying to please people around you because of birthdays, some Valentine, I don't know what else, right? Special event that is Halloween, Black Friday. It's not okay for you to constantly be put yourself under financial stress just to please people. Maybe it comes from a perspective. Maybe this kind of feeling that you want to give to everyone comes from a perspective that if you don't give, maybe you feel like people will be upset at you and you don't want to be making people upset. But that's total bullshit. You don't have to please people around you. First and foremost, be an adult that is responsible, that doesn't burn their wallet or is constantly swimming in debt just to make other people around them happy. Okay? It's my best advice I can give you. I know it sounds really anti Christmas, and you can call me the Grinch for saying that, but I'd rather you have money in your pocket and be a happy person later than you are constantly living paycheck to paycheck, giving, not being able to even take a break from work because you just, you know, don't know when to stop spending. Money is, unfortunately, is something that we need to be very smart about, and we need to be quite careful how we spend it. If you have extra cash and you're not struggling with life, that's fine. You can get whatever you want. You can buy that subscription. You can buy that gacha skin. But if you're in not exactly the comfiest place right now when it comes to money, try to save as much as you can. I know it's not hard, but always remember that people that actually care for you will encourage you to save money rather than tell you to spend. Even if it means canceling that ChonkyLotus Patreon subscription or something like that. You know what I'm saying, right? These little things will slowly add up a lot of paycheck to paycheck and debt. So be careful, be smart about it. That's all I'm saying. I trust a lot of you watching me or listening to my voice are adults that know how to handle your own finances. But, just in case you needed to listen to this, here it is. You don't need to spend much money this year to be a happy person. In other topics, I feel like the emotional reward for gifting is often what leads people to giving stuff, right? And it's totally fine. If I have a loved one, if I have really good friends that I care for, I would like to make that person happy. But always remember that making somebody else happy never must come at the expense of your own well-being. What you're doing there is sacrificing yourself for the sake of somebody else. And while that may be something maybe you're interested into, it's not exactly the wisest decision. Be selfish slightly about your own future because no one else is gonna care about you the same way you do. I learned this the hard way. Um, you know me, I'm a very lonely dragon cat, right? I have my online community, my mom, my dad, and I think one or two friends are real, and that's it. I don't really have a large group of people. I don't go to parties. I don't go to clubs. I don't socialize. So, right now, what I'm doing is I'm working hard so that I can give you the best type of content I can offer you. But at the same time, this helps me secure my future by doing more of what I love, which is being creative with this type of job. So I can keep doing this for a living. So I'm doing my passion. Yes. Am I being smart about my finances? I try to. Sometimes I buy dumb stuff, okay? And things that I don't really will need, but I end up buying them anyways. But I get them because of the emotional satisfaction. But then I look at my wallet and I'm like, I shouldn't probably have purchased that. For for example, one of the things that I want to save for money right now is a new computer. So I'm just saving Making my Twitch streams, you know. I am making content, giantess content on my Patreon for people that like that stuff. I am making YouTube videos, and I'm not asking you guys to join with a membership or throw me a super chat because just you watching these videos generate me a little bit of ad revenue, which slowly adds up as a nice passive income. I'm not gonna get super ultra mega rich with it, right? But it's something nice to have extra. Maybe with that money that I make out of YouTube, I can pay the bills, like the electricity, the water, and the internet. And that in itself saves me some money, which lets me allows me to later get a PC. So I work hard because first of all I love what I do. Then secondly because it secures me a future. Um, Although I don't know the right order of this because I also love interacting with people like you. Seeing your comments. I know the internet can be like a really nasty place to be sometimes, but I'm proud of the community I'm building. I'm proud of everyone here that watches me. I have amazing thoughts about each one of you. The sweetest people that I ever met, honestly, and I'm really grateful for your existence. So I want to give you more of the things that you like, right? Now, although right now I'm just playing a video game that gives me comfort because I love Power Wash. I don't know if you like it, right? But I'm gonna start taking more suggestions from chat on Twitch and here on YouTube to see if that you guys want to see more type of content for some time ASMR. Like I want to give you guys the choice to vote what should be the next video about, or if you like pop sounds, I can do I can do a lot of that. I know you guys like my pop sounds because that's why a lot of you follow me too. But I can do other things as well. Do you have a passion? I have a question, right? Do you have a passion that you have been waiting to start? If you want to become a streamer, if you want to become a VTuber like me, you're watching my content with hopes that you're learning something, feel free to ask me anything in the comment section. Or if you don't get a reply, either because I got too busy and I couldn't see it, come to one to my Twitch streams and you can politely ask me when I'm not like super hyper focused on a section of the game or something. And you can just say, "Hi Chonky, I visit you from a video from your ASMR channel and I am looking for guidance about how to start streaming, how to start making YouTube content, how to start doing that, what do you recommend?" I will give you my best answer. And if I am too busy on the stream at the time you arrive, I will let you know that I'm gonna try to get back to you, or maybe you can just whisper me on Twitch, like at a private DMs, or on Twitter. I try to be as attentive as I can with my YouTube comments as well. But sometimes I may miss them because I'm doing a lot of things. I am a busy potato, but only because I like being busy. I am running 4 YouTube channels right at the same time. I'm doing my main with giantess content and some commentary, simple stuff. I'm doing my reaction content, which we're getting really close to partner. I'm doing this ASMR channel, and I'm doing a YouTube channel about video games, mostly Helldivers for now. So I have the schedules, like my whole week is full of YouTube content, and I even have to do TikTok content, Instagram content, Twitter, social media, and Discord activities plus my own streams and the exercise sessions, which, by the way, I wanted to talk to you about. Um, Back in October, I uploaded a video here on this channel in which I was extremely freaking depressed. Like I was really sad, right? You heard me crying, and I was saying how I wanted to give up because Twitch viewers were lower than expected. It was so stupid. I have grown out of it, right? I feel much better. But it did affect me a lot, right? Well, I wanted to update you on that regard that I'm feeling a lot better because I started exercising around the time and I have been doing so diligently since October the 1st or November the 1st or so. And exercising has done wonders to my mindset. So I'm no longer really like super overly stressed, or I'm not like feeling like I should give up or anything like that. I've been exercising 3 to 4 days a week, around 2 hours each day, and it's doing nice. I really wish I could upload a photo of myself on the internet so you could see how I look. I want to give you something more to connect with me, but I want to keep certain aspects about myself private for now, if I may, because I never fully trust the internet. Once you upload something, it stays there forever, right? And maybe people use it for malicious intents as well, like doxing, and I don't want that. So it's a problem. But I do wish I could connect with you guys. I love being a VTuber though, don't worry about it. Like, I'm always gonna be a VTuber. I have a passion for this type of virtual content. Quite greatly, by the way. But just coming back to the topic, I know we're going on a branch here. I do feel much better. I do feel happier. I do feel appreciated. My sabaton on Twitch literally ended yesterday, and I got a lot of support, which allows me to, for example, get you this Christmas outfit. I hope you like it, honestly. The Christmas outfit is one of my favorites. It's the first time I'm showing it here on the ASMR channel, and I hope it's one of your favorites because I like it a lot too. Now, although you're only gonna be seeing this Christmas outfit for the month of December, and as soon as December is over with, the outfit is gonna go hiding until the next year season. So just make sure you guys enjoy it a lot, okay? If you really like it. I also like the Halloween one I got. It was pretty nice. All of the stuff is pretty cool. So I'm feeling better, and I wanted to appreciate the people that during that dark time reach out to me, left really nice comments on my videos and stuff. Everything is much better in my head, and my heart is happy. There is no stress. It's just me working hard, doing the same, more or less, trying to do better content, stuff like that. At the end of the day, I think I found a nice cycle of content to create in my life, and I'm just sticking to it. It seems to be doing well. Sometimes I make content that goes a little bit under the radar, and sometimes I make content that goes slightly viral. And I'm happy with that dynamic. I don't want to be viral all the time. I like being cozy and discreet, even though that's kind of counterproductive because content creators should always try to be as viral as possible, right? Well, I just like growing at my own pace. I don't like rushing anything. I wanted to become super famous at one point, but then I realized that while working hard to grow my community is a good thing, and I love it, growing can always be a double-edged sword because the more eyes you have on you, the more they criticize you, and the less freedom you have to do just be yourself. Now, this is not really a concern of mine because I'm just happy with the way I am, right? I don't consider myself the most rightful, but I also don't consider myself a bad person that has horrible opinions. I try to be as charismatic, empathic, and logical while respecting people's emotions when I express myself. So it's not really like, oh, I'm putting myself a target by saying stuff that I say. Now, although some people hate me just because I might be a VTuber and that's just how things are, or some people also just dislike me a lot because I'm trans, it's like whatever. None of that really bothers me. It's whatever. If I keep growing, if I keep making a bigger community, I'm always gonna have the same values and my personality is gonna be the same. I'm always gonna try to be down to earth, interacting with as many people I can from my community, giving them as much happiness as I can give them. Silly times, laughter. You know, if you come to my Twitch streams, you probably know how things are. I like to care. I really like to care about the people that watch and support me. I am the type of dragon cat that shines the most when people around me are happier, you know? The people that I care about are happier and they're having a good time. I tend to be super happy. So in that sense I try to make the people around me happy because when you are doing better, I'm doing better too. It's like a cycle, endless loop of feeding happiness, sort of. I guess in that sense, I have come to know myself, and that's why I try to make the type of content that I make, in which I try to express myself about certain topics, trying to alleviate people tension and become fear encouraging, you know. You could say it's a selfish act of me to try to spread some positivity because at the end of the day, that also makes me happy. But if positivity makes you happy, there is nothing wrong with that, right? Oh, there is a lot of cleaning in this house. I like it. Alright, let's continue. I think each one of us are motivated to do things for different reasons. And whatever those reasons may be, if you find them to be just, logical, and you're not hurting other people in the process or other creatures, you could think of your reasons to be something worth fighting for, right? It's very interesting and almost philosophical when you think about it, how in this world people are always going to be like, people always have to try to be good, or they want to be good because they realize that the world is not the nicest place, that there can be a lot of bad people in the world trying to take advantage of others. I feel like humanity as a whole, it's composed on those type of people, you know. Number one, that is the people that have the will to try to make the world a better place, and they constantly seek for what they think is the right thing. But then on the other side, we have some people that like to just take advantage of everybody as much as they can and do as little effort as possible while trying to live off at the expense of other people, either emotionally, financially, or in multiple ways. You have to be very careful if you ever encounter someone with these descriptions or characteristics, because often they can manipulate really well and they can conceal their intentions, and they will just have you doing exactly what they want without you being aware of it. Can be problematic. In a way, people that manipulate others are just trying to secure their own success and comfort. The problem is that manipulators need to be detected quickly because they can also brainwash the victims. Have you ever had a friend that loves bomb you and tells you that that you're amazing, that you're the best, only for the next couple of months stop with all the praise the moment you stop doing what they want? That is exactly what a manipulator sounds like. You have to be careful. The problem is now that you have spent time with this person and you have created memories that you consider important, right? So you are less compelled to confront them about stuff and often tolerate their ill behavior. So if you notice that if you don't have boundaries, people will just abuse your kindness, and this is one of the hardest thing people can do, because often when they grow up they want to please people, they want to make everyone happy, and so they end up just giving and getting nothing in return, only crumbs of attention. If this sounds familiar to you, be careful. How are you gonna solve the problem? Well, first and foremost, you're gonna have to have a conversation with that person in which you're gonna simply say, you know what, I had a good time, but that's all. I'm not doing this anymore. Or we're gonna change the terms in which things work. and you're no longer going to be giving people anything. Or if they want something, they're going to have to earn it by doing something for you, like being there for you as much as you are for them. It's not necessarily only talking about um, monetary or items, money or items. Sometimes people just like having to manipulate others emotionally and having them available, being available every single time of the day, as every hour, just for themselves. This is problematic too, and it's very dangerous. Hmm. I'm really going on a tangent on many of the topics I have in my mind. I'm just trying to share with you what little I can have in this short video that I'm gonna be doing for you. You know, your life is very important. I hope you know the value you have. And if you think you are worthless, I'm sorry. You have come to that point in your life. But there is always a way to change. Feeling worthless is sometimes the result of always trying your best and never achieving anything, or often being betrayed as well, or just being used by people. Feeling worthless is something that can definitely be changed and helped, but it requires patience. It requires real friends that are there for you to cheer you up, to lift you up when you need it the most. Real friendship can change you. There is a lot of people that like to prey on lonesome people as well. You have to be super careful. The more lonely you are, the more vulnerable you become to being susceptible to manipulators and liars and deceivers, because you're starved of attention, and these people know exactly how to get it and how to give and how to play the game. Interesting. If you have ever found yourself, or you're currently in a situation in which you feel like someone is heavily manipulating you, um, confront them, set boundaries, see the reaction. If they really are a real friend, they will understand. They're probably gonna ask you, yeah, what changed? What's the reason for this? But after you explain yourself nicely and politely, they will listen and they will learn, and they will agree that you have no boundaries. A fake friend will try to convince you that you are stupid because you're setting yourself boundaries. That is what a manipulator will try to do, because they see they're, losing control over you. Just have a nice conversation, set some boundaries. You know what? Like, for example, you know what? From now on, I'm gonna go to bed at my own time because I'm tired of being just awake every single time you need me online. You know what? Today I'm not gonna start a conversation. Send me a message first and have a conversation ready. Why do I have to be the one always doing this? If you notice that they don't have interest, maybe you just need to find new people to vibe with. I know it's easier said than done, right? But it's for your own good. I don't know. Maybe someone out there needs to listen to this right now. You know the problem with empathy? I am a very empathic person, and I can put myself in the shoes of people that have gone through similar situations quite easily, or even make assumptions that sometimes can be correct about people. Because, well, I have experienced a lot in life as well. So I can just analyze and I felt this way, this person surely must be feeling this way. And you can use this sometimes. You can use this for good, to tell people exactly what they need to hear and encourage them to do better. But it can also be used for bad. Empathy can also be the source of manipulative behaviors. Meaning, for example, if you understand people that well, you know exactly what to tell them at the right time to get a desired reaction. Now, people are not stupid. People are not going to just let you manipulate them, right? But don't use your good abilities for bad. If you are a highly empathic person and you feel like you can understand people a lot easier than others, use this for the good of others too. Don't try to manipulate them. Seek help. Manipulating others will never work well in the end. People talk to each other, and your behavior and your actions are going to be the source of your loneliness in the future. When everyone finds out what you're doing, they will ostracize you. I have seen this happening many times in the VTuber community. Holy frick, is so concerning. The biggest case I saw was from a VTuber called Adora Bunny and Radioactive, I think, in which Adora was one of her closest friends, and Radia was believing Adora, and Adora just ended up turning to be a manipulative person that was trying to make Radia separate and stop making content so that Adora could like grow. That is so wild, man. You know, the saying is very true. If you want to go quick to a place, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, stick to your friends. And sometimes people miss the point of this message. They want to just get more for themselves, and in the rush, they end up losing what really matters, which is friendship. Making a real friend takes so much time and effort, right? Why would you ruin that? Always be careful, guys. If you're listening to my voice right now and you know yourself to be slightly manipulative, reconsider your behavior. You can do better. You can make people happier. You have the ability to do that. While life at the expense of others is easy and you can benefit yourself from leeching off of them, there will come a time in which everyone will be aware of your behavior, and you will simply no longer have the ability to do that. Careful. Interesting. On a much happier note, I hope everyone listening right now is having a good time in your own comfort. ASMR while cleaning is one of my favorite things to do. Power Wash Simulator for me is like a comfort game. I know it's really goofy, I know it's really simple, but I like it. And I hope right now you like it too. It's so simple, it's just cleaning dirt, being methodical about the cleaning, going left and right, that's it. It's so relaxing. I'm not a sponsor by Power Wash Simulator, but if you guys are looking for a comfy therapeutic game, I recommend this. So good. hmm Up next, I'm gonna talk to you about the things that I'm mostly excited for the next year, 2026. For 2026, I'm planning to continue exercise. One of my main goals is to improve a lot in certain things that I'm doing. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you what that is for privacy reasons, but you will just have to trust me that I'm doing my best, okay? I want to do more exercise. I'm gonna focus as well on YouTube so that my YouTube adventure career can keep on growing. I'm planning to take this ASMR channel the next year, probably to maybe 20,000 subscribers. That'll be hecking nice if I could. Why? How am I gonna do that? I'm just gonna work hard. I'm just gonna work really hard on certain things and improve my content so it's like better for you. So I wanna reach 20,000 subscribers on this ASMR channel. On my main channel, maybe I wanna reach 50,000 subscribers. Why not? Let's be, let's have ambition for growth. Nothing bad can happen out of that, right? I have multiple projects. My main big project as well is gonna be my giantess. Um, wait a minute. my giantess as a content that I'm making, that I'm working on with a new 3D model. Like, so good. I really, really want that. I'm waiting a little bit until the artist finish the 3D model based on this one you're seeing on your screen. And once that model is given, I'm gonna make a lot of amazing giantess content. But I'm not gonna wait. In fact, next week I'm gonna get back to make giantess content on the art chat for YouTube, because that seems nice. I have also been thinking that I should make ASMR on 3D as well. Maybe it can be relaxing, seeing the hands moving, some lights, visual ASMR can be super good too. I don't know. I gotta explore new things, right? One of the most beautiful things about content creation is that I always must be reinventing the things that I know in order to offer better content. We must never become too comfortable making the same thing over and over. There always must be something new that we can make and achieve. Yes, that's exciting, honestly. I'm glad I choose content creation from my main job. Before, in the past, I used to work in an office and I liked it only for 6 months. Then I was just the other 2 years I spent on that job were just miserable repetitions of every day, the same thing, you know. No, albeit I know there is people that really like repetitive jobs, and there is nothing wrong with doing that. I'm not criticizing your choices, um, but it's not for me. I like the freedom to dictate what's gonna happen next. I like the freedom to choose and use my mind to create things that people may enjoy. While I also sometimes enjoy being told what to do, I feel like I cannot longer, I cannot stay too long in the same place doing the same thing over and over. I feel like if I do, I'm gonna burn out. There were many instances in which I started to feel sick. I fall sick multiple times, once every 2 or 3 weeks after I was on that job, because my body and mind could no longer handle doing the same thing forever. So I quit. My parents almost killed me. Well, they didn't kill me, they were just concerned. My parents are very understanding, luckily. But they were really concerned. Why are you quitting a job? Why are you work? You were working a nice office job. Everyone dreams that. You had insurance, you had that. Now you don't have anything. They told me. Yeah, but I was really unhappy, and I was getting really unhealthy too. It was a scary time when I had to choose to quit my job because my mind could no longer take it. But scary as that may be, sometimes you're one decision away in life to, change your life forever, for the better or the worse. Sometimes our decisions can also be mistaken, and we have to live with the consequences of our actions and decisions. Luckily, in my case, I have passion, unending passion for making content and entertainment. So I knew that I was going to succeed, certainly not to this degree, but I knew I was going to make it because I'm a very creative dragon cat, and I can always think of the next thing to do. I love running communities, I love interacting with people, I love doing this, I love doing that. If there is more I can do, I'll do it 100%. Mm. Interesting, very interesting conversation I'm having with you, even though I'm just talking to myself. It's more like I'm talking to myself, right? This is like a therapy for myself, but you're listening to it. I hope it's entertaining enough. Nice cleaning. We're almost done here. Boom. The funny thing is, after I quit my job, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't quit to become a VTuber, right? I just quit because I couldn't handle the other thing. And I was bouncing from job to job. I think I had 2 or 3 jobs before I became a streamer. And I just didn't like either of those. It was like, boring AF, or it was repetitive. It was not meant for me. Mm. I'm a very special person. Not in the sense that I'm like more important than anyone. It's more like I'm really complex to sometimes be convinced that doing the same thing is fine. My mind can't just take that. I want innovation. I want new stuff, new stimuli. I want new things that I can do. Optimization, which sometimes in office jobs there is no way to optimize whatever because people are so bureaucratic, right? And things need to be done in a certain way. And if it's not done in a certain way, they don't like it, even if their way is not optimal. I hated that so much. I remember having to struggle to just do their people's, all established methods for an efficiency. And what's the funny thing? When you try to tell people at a job that there is a better way to do things, everyone panics. Like your coworkers look at you like you're some weird bug that needs to be squished or something. Because everyone at the job, on a work, on an office job, is so fucking tired that they're just used to doing their own thing, right? They like their comfort. And you, as a young, bright person with ideas that want to make things better, start suggesting things for change. They hate it. They hate it because this is for them. This is forcing them to like be innovative, right? This is forcing them to try new things. And they don't want that. People just want repetitive, simple stuff to be done with. It's such a toxic environment. I fucking hate it. I'm sorry for cursing. Will you look at that? I was just having a nice conversation with you, and this beautiful house has been cleaned. Let's keep going for a little longer. Yeah, no, people at an office job are so freaking weird. But I understand why they're that way as well. After 20 years, 10 years of being there, no job promotion, always stuck in the same place, people just go there as a form of escapism from their own lives. They just want the quick buck and get out without doing as little effort as possible, right? When you are young and you're joining a new workforce, you want to be innovative, you want to be there, you want to prove yourself or prove to everyone that you are capable of. But this is not good, actually. You should not do that. You should just be as lazy as everyone else is. Fit in. So weird. I never figured that stuff out, honestly. It was most certainly not for me. It was most certainly not for me. But, to each their own. I'm glad at least I was able to understand what I was meant to, where I am meant to be, rather than force myself to be part of something that I am not. It's kind of wild. I don't know. Airship. Alright, let's clean an airship. The good thing about it, though, is that I'm not like complaining about the office job I had. In fact, it was thanks to that job that I was able to save money to buy myself a PC that I'm using now, like 3 years and a half ago. So that's pretty good. That is always something positive out of everything. A lot of the time we struggle to understand this. When you look at yourself right now and you feel miserable because you don't like where you are, think of it that currently you're just preparing yourself for a better future by working harder, by doing better things. It is certainly not easy. It's not easy at all. Let's clean this airplane balloon. Has a nice surface. I like this hexagon, scaly looking texture. Always be have find some comfort in the fact that your current hard work could potentially fuel the seeds of your passion in the future. That's exactly what I did. When I quit my job, I went doing things that I wanted to do, and then I became a content creator. But I had to be there for almost 3 years before I could accomplish that. So certainly wasn't really easy to endure that. But I was preparing myself as well. During the time as I was having that office job, I was already thinking on certain things that I wanted to do. I was doing research. So you can do the same if you want, of course. I feel like the mentality of I want to stay in a company for the rest of my life is long gone, and that kind of just died with boomers or millennials, or late millennials maybe. Um, yeah, boomers. My parents are. I think they were boomers or something. I don't even know anymore. And they were like so convinced that once you have a job in that big corporation, you have to stay there until you die and retired. You guys want to hear an anecdote about my dad? My dad is one of the most hard worker person ever, right? And he's been loyal to the same company ever since he entered the workforce. And this freaking company, they couldn't care less about their workers. They often employ tactics such as moving the workers that they want to get rid of or they want to quit to locations that are farther and farther away from their usual homes, so that they have to commute longer hours or just quit. And also they sell the company to another corporation, so this new corporation comes in with new rules and everyone is like so mean, and there is like no love for the worker anymore. You know what I'm saying, right? My dad, luckily, when COVID got here in 2019, I think it was, yeah. When COVID arrived, luckily my dad was able to work from home. However, um, and that was like one of the best time for him because that's when I actually got him addicted to Skyrim. I give Skyrim to my dad and he got addicted to the game, and I'm so happy because he's always been so hard worker, right? Then after the pandemic ended, they started pushing for workers to come back to the office. He was able to like stay at home for the longest, but then at the end they end up making him go back to work, you know, and he couldn't just take it anymore because he had to commute for like 3 hours a day, wake up at 5 a.m. only to arrive at 9. I'm not talking a young person, right? I'm talking about my dad. So of course this takes a toll on him. Luckily he was able to stretch that as much as he could, and he ended up just quitting the job after almost a long time of service. And now he just lives happily retired in a off-side country, of on the countryside. Sorry, that's how you say it, right? Growing crops with mom and just enjoying nature and building, like being part of the community he's in. It's really nice, honestly. I wish I could tell you more details, but yeah, my dad and my mom currently. That's why I also live by myself. They decided it was best for their, uh, you know, late adultness, I guess that's how you call when people get older, to go away from the city and live a more comfortable life. And I'm so happy they did. Mm. Then, of course, it is thanks to the type of content that I make, my community, and everyone watching and listening, that I'm able to afford living by myself and not having to depend on my parents. There is absolutely no shame if you're still living with your parents, by the way. Like maybe 40 years ago, it would have been unthinkable to say that you still live with your parents. I don't know, you're like 20 or 30 or 40s, right? But nowadays, given how weird and bad everything is, it's absolutely understandable. And no one should be giving you issues because of it. Like, what do they want? For you to buy your own house in this economy? Damn. People people are just lucky to have an apartment with roommates. People are just lucky to be barely have something for themselves. It's not easy. I let's clean this part of the ship, I guess. Be that as it may, I'm glad my dad and my mom are like happy right now. They can just enjoy time for themselves. They work really hard as well, so they deserve it. I always felt worried about my dad working too harsh, giving his entire life to this corporation only for the corporation to cast him aside like he's just a replaceable tool. So yeah, I'm glad at least he now has time for himself. And he can play Skyrim. I also gifted him Oblivion, and he loves it. Even though I never play Oblivion or Skyrim myself, I should probably do that, you know? Yeah, I should probably do that. Currently, right now is 12:36 p.m. And I think I'm gonna call this video here in a little bit because I wanna render it and I wanna post it later and I also wanna take some rest. Yesterday, I may have overdone it. I went exercising 2 hours and a half, and I had two collaborations, one after the other, and I even did my own Twitch stream, so I was really exhausted. Today, while this video is rendering, I'm gonna actually take time to take a nap, and after taking that nap, I'm gonna wake up and just prepare for my Twitch stream. Oh, this game is so relaxing, what the hell, I love it. Nice. I like being really methodical when it comes to my cleaning. I may or may not have OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, in which I want every single part to be done specifically in a way. Although like if I clean something, that something needs to be perfectly clean. Otherwise, I'm not happy. I'm not okay with going forward or somewhere else cleaning. Yeah, everything must be done at the same time. If you like my voice, if you like everything that I stand for, consider also sometimes visiting my Twitch streams if you like. They may not be ASMR style, but they're conversation. I love just chatting and we play games often as well. You're more than welcome to partake. And you have here my content. You can join the stream. And if you're a little shy and you don't know what to say, you can simply say, "Hi, Chunky. I found you on YouTube watching one of your ASMR conversations while cleaning power wash or something." And you can just tell me, and I will have a bigger connection to you rather than if you're simply just saying hi. Like, don't think of me as unapproachable. I might be a busy dragon cat, but I love interacting with my community a lot. I love hearing from you, and getting to know you as well will be also something that makes me really happy. So yes. Dun, 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 dun. This game is extremely addictive. I said I wanted to finish it and call it here so I can render the video, but I'm still going. God damn it. It never wants to end this game. Yeah. I heard that the Five Nights on Freddy movie has came out. I might go watch it. I haven't really gotten much into FNAF, but I could enjoy it, you know? We're gonna clean this later. We're gonna clean this later. There, this is done. Nice. Oh, shit. I fell down and I left the line there. That's gonna mess my entire cleaning order. But okay, whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for spending time on my videos. Thank you for being so amazing. I really appreciate you. I'll see you around, and I hope you are very well rested, or that at least you're feeling better. See you on the next video.